All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're diving into a first-person story from the Himalayas that went so wrong, it'll make you think twice about your next mountain drive. This is a chilling one.
So we kick things off with this line from Sahil, the guy who lived through this. Right away, you know something that's supposed to be comforting, a lullaby, gets twisted into something absolutely terrifying. It just perfectly sets the tone for what's about to happen.
So, where does a story like this even begin? Well, like a lot of horror stories, it all started with something super normal, something totally innocent. Just a good old-fashioned road trip with friends.
So you've got our narrator, Sahil. Then there's Ern, the one doing the driving, their buddy Chirag, and finally Samai. And they were all heading up to Manali for a very specific and pretty heavy reason.
See, Samay wasn't doing so great. He used to be the life of the party, but after his younger brother tragically died, he just completely shut down. So this trip, this was the friend's plan to try and help him, to maybe bring a little bit of the old Samay back.
So on their third day, they're feeling a bit adventurous and decide, hey, let's drive up to the famous Rotang Pass. But right as they're about to leave, they get this warning, and it sounds like something straight out of a ghost story.
The hotel receptionist just casually gives them this piece of advice. He's really insistent that they not be on the pass after dark. And of course, telling a group of young guys not to do something just makes them want to know why, right?
So they ask him what's up, and he tells them the name Rotang literally means Valley of Death. Now, this isn't just folklore. The pass is genuinely dangerous with its crazy weather and treacherous roads. But the local legend takes it a step further. The story goes that for centuries, anyone caught up there after dark wasn't just found dead. They were found dead under really mysterious circumstances.
And what do? They laugh it off. They figure it's just one of those spooky stories you tell tourists to give them a thrill. So they hop in the car and head up to the pass, totally clueless about what they were driving into.
They have a great time up there, the views are amazing, and they completely forget about the receptionist's weird warning. But as night falls and they start heading back down, the entire vibe changes. It gets pitch black, and this incredibly thick fog just rolls in out of nowhere, cutting visibility down to almost zero. Squinting into the fog, they finally spot a milestone on the side of the road. It says Manali 28 km. Okay, good. A little bit of relief. At least they know they're on the right path.
But right then, Sahil sees something that makes his blood run cold. Sitting on that milestone is an old man wearing next to nothing in the freezing mountain air. It was so bizarre, but he just kept it to himself. He didn't want to be the guy freaking everyone out.
So Arun keeps driving super carefully, navigating these dark, hairpin turns with the fog just getting worse and worse. Another 20 minutes or so crawl by.
And then they see it again. The exact same milestone. Manali 28 km. They'd been driving for 20 minutes and hadn't gone a single foot forward. And that's when the chilling realization hits them. They're stuck in some kind of impossible loop.
And this, right here, is where things go from just plain creepy to genuinely supernatural. Because as they start freaking out and talking about what's happening, they realize their stories don't line up at all.
Get this. When they compared notes, it turned out Sahil saw the old man. Chirag, though, he saw a little girl holding a toy. And Arun, the driver, saw a black horse standing there. Each one of them saw something completely different. It was undeniable proof that something was seriously wrong, and it was messing with them. Just as they're trying to process this, the threat becomes real. A boy, maybe 15, covered in mud, with injuries all over his face, just appears out of the fog and starts running alongside the car, easily keeping up with them. It was completely impossible.
Now, while everyone else is panicking, Samay has this really strange reaction. He's not scared. He seems drawn to the boy. He actually opens his window and stares at this thing like he wants to let it in. It's so chilling because it's like his grief had made him vulnerable, like an open door for whatever was out there in the dark.
Somehow, they finally break out of the loop and floor it back to the hotel. They're shaken, they're terrified, but they think they're safe. They thought the nightmare was over. But it turns out it had followed them home.
At 3:30 in the morning, Sahil gets woken up by a noise. He looks over, and there's Samay sitting on the floor in front of a mirror, just singing this sweet, childish lullaby to his own reflection.
And when they look into the mirror, that's not their friend staring back. The reflection has these blood-red eyes, weird marks on its neck like it's being choked, and this small, absolutely terrifying smile on its face.
As they start backing out of the room, totally horrified,
Samay turns away from the mirror. He lets out this innocent little kid laugh and asks them that bone-chilling question. And as soon as the words are out of his mouth, he just collapses, out cold.
At this point, there was no denying it. Samay was possessed. Remembering the receptionist's warning, they knew they were in way over their heads. They needed local help. They took him to see a pandit, a Hindu priest.
The pundit took one look at Samay and knew exactly what was going on. He said some kind of entity had latched onto Samay's grief, pretending to be his dead brother to get in. He immediately started this intense ritual, and it ended with Samay violently vomiting this thick, black liquid as the spirit was literally forced out of his body.
Today, Samay is totally fine. He doesn't remember a single thing that happened. But Sahil, he's never been the same. He's still haunted by nightmares of that lullaby. It just leaves you wondering, what in the world really happened on that road? And what other secrets is the Valley of Death hiding in the fog?